next Halloween. I'm gonna be dressed as Bianca Jackson from EastEnders. It's funofriend.com.
Because you sent me the link to franrichardson.com.
That was before.
That was
You know
before.
that what I actually do
Oh,
when I do
Fran
websites
com.
and shit, I actually can manage to change the platform, the names and all that in like a space of 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
I my brain just, yeah, it's all.
Funnelfran.com looks fucking sick, by the way.
Mm.
I'm like, where is that tattoo? Because you must have that tattooed somewhere,
I
right?
have a moth, because a moth is like one of my favorite things, but it's
Nice.
kind of like it blended a bit now, so it's a bit, yeah. Don't know if you can see it, but it
I
blended
can,
a
yeah.
bit. But I want more moths like
Oh,
all over.
moths.
Now I'm going to have my next tattoos on Saturday. So I'm gonna have a spider on my leg, and starting with the legs. Never had anything on my legs. I have my whole back. I don't know if you saw it,
No.
but mm.
This is that moment where I'm like, don't know if I saw it. I'm like, when would I have seen this?
I don't know exactly. You
just for
probably did
clarity.
it. I'll show you later. Yeah, but
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So, Fran,
Yes. Going well.
before we get any further, I've got to ask you one really, really important question. Have you seen the latest Top Gun, the Maverick
No.
film?
No.
No. Right. So, can you watch it? Because
Yeah.
Penny Benjamin, who is the love interest of Tom Cruise, is only fucking Sarah from the Labyrinth.
His what?
It's Sarah from the Labyrinth. The woman who plays Penny Benjamin in Maverick is Sarah from the Labyrinth.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
I didn't know this. I did
Yeah,
not
she
know
was.
this.
They got it out of the tomb and went, oh, there she is. Let's put her in a movie like after 30 years after Labyrinth.
Bonkers,
I
right?
think I only saw her there, and oh no, actually I'm lying. She was in that movie where there's all these couples and like love is just not what it looks like or something like that. What's the name of that movie? I'm so bad at remembering names.
I'm really bad at remembering movies.
Oh dear Lord, the one is not that into you, maybe?
Oh, maybe.
Well, there's Jennifer Aniston and there's a bunch of people and
I
they
feel
just
like if it's got
Ben Affleck and yeah.
that's a good
By the
looking
way,
cast.
Ben Affleck is the worst Batman ever. I don't approve. I never did. I would never will.
Never seen a film that
I refused.
Oh,
because
really?
Yes, there's no way.
Christian Bale was the good
Christian
one, right?
Bale was the best.
Christian Bale was the best.
Christian Bale was the best Batman ever.
Who was after him? Wasn't it the guy who was the vampire after him?
After Ben Affleck, the latest one was actually, the Twilight guy.
Yeah.
I refuse to watch
who looks
that
like,
too.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one.
No.
No.
He looks like a foot. Do you know, like
he looks like a what?
A foot.
I thought you said he looks like a foot.
A foot, yes.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Like, look at his face and then think about a foot, and that's him. Yeah.
Okay,
anyway,
that's literally the first thing I'm going to do. So
Google it and put a foot next to him.
I'm literally. I mean, I often think about a thumbnail for a podcast, and I'm just thinking, the guy from Twilight and a foot. Do you ever remember? Now I've said that. Obviously we're going to get onto a bit more about like who you are and where you are, but like
I like this.
Obviously Italians are famous for ice cream, right? Isn't Italy famous for ice cream?
Well, I mean, our ice cream is better than what you find here, if that's what you.
Oh, we've got like an amazing ice cream van locally called Hawkins. It's phenomenal.
I don't know about
if
that.
If I could post ice cream, I would post you a tub of this ice cream. That's how confident I am.
Now you're making me. I'm supposed to be on a diet today, so stop.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
Stop you right there.
But the reason I said it is because as a kid growing up, do you ever remember like like ice lollies, but like they did one called like Bigfoot, and then it was like a
Oh my
shape of a
god,
foot.
yes, a shape of a foot.
Who the
Yes.
hell wants to eat a foot?
Well, well, a
I
lot of
know
people.
some people are into
Actually,
some things. Yeah, fair one.
a lot of people actually. I think that's where it all started, to be
Oh, so
fair.
that's where the foot fetish thing started. It
I
was
think
ice
so.
cream
They
feet.
started
Wow. Wow.
conversation is so ADHD. We're jumping from, like, I don't know, from website to Maverick to foot. Just like
Exactly.
I love it. I just fucking love it. Yeah.
Amazing. And do you know what's really funny? When I messaged you and said, "Hey, Fran, you got to come on the podcast," you were like, "Am I allowed to swear?" And I replied with, "Fuck yeah."
I wouldn't be able to contain myself anyway. Like I say shit a lot, so I just it's just a thing, you know.
Do
And
you
we
know what?
got this in Italy, so we always like put like some certain words while you're speaking that they're just there just to affirm something. I don't know.
So tell me a little bit more about you then, Fran. Like, how did you get from Italy to the UK? Like,
Well, I got out of Italy early in the days. So as soon as I graduated high school, I just left that country because it's like people tend to romanticize Italy a lot. I
Mhm.
see this, oh my God, oh, I want to go and live in Italy and drink wine and look at the hills. I don't know, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, well, what the fuck? Like, where did you get that from? From Eat, Pray, Love thingy? Like, it's just not like this. First of all, the way we drive, you probably cannot bear with that. I broke my skills here, so I'm good to go. But uh, it's just it's still like such a misogynistic, homophobic, fatphobic, everything that's outside a certain like type of person
yeah,
is going to be looked at, is going to be talked behind, is you're doomed. So obviously I got the whole package. So you can understand, like, I'm lesbian, I got tattoos, I am quite chunky, I was
you're
a
gonna
weird,
say you're not chunky.
it's covered well, thank God, like he's covering well. But yeah, so it's definitely like it's living in the still in the 40s, in the 50s, and it's not progressing, especially with the government that they have right now.
Right.
It's just crazy. Like we got a fascist as the head of a government, so
Wow.
yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, I just started traveling, just started to go out and do, I mean, eventually I'll go back because I wasn't like I will travel, I will stay over for a bit and then come back. I lived in New York, I lived in San Diego, I lived in Ireland, I lived in Egypt.
Wow.
So and then I try to be a flight attendant so I could do more. So I went to Mexico like plenty of times and stuff. But um yeah, and then 2019, I decided to come here because a friend of mine was stable here, and he just moved here. He's been here for like a couple of years before I moved. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna come. I'm like not the hugest fan, but I want to try and give it a shot. And actually, it worked really well with me, and yeah, and I stay here ever since.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
So what did when you say like high school and stuff, after high school, did you like study or did you just go, fuck this, I'm traveling or
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
That's it. Everything that I know today, I learned myself. I started what I do when I was like 2015, and as I was going and going, I just started learning by myself. I didn't need a degree to validate my skills. So
I love that. I love that because I absolutely hated school, and it's really funny that uh, quite a few years ago I was doing that. So I don't know if you know this, but I've got a photography and video business that I've run for 18 years, as well as my coaching business, and uh, I was invited to come and do some photography for a job at a local college, and they said to me, said, "Hey Andy, we'd love for you to tell the students about your education and your path to success." And I looked at the woman and I said, I went to this college for a year and I did photography. and they kept telling me how to draw pictures, and I had nothing to do with photography. And I thought, fuck this, I'm not doing this. So I left. I said, and then I went to another college and I did music, and I did a year of music, and then I got spotted by a load of a band, and I ended up getting signed to a major record label, and I then became a musician. I said,
That needs to come out. You're
so
gonna send me everything later. Yeah.
probably, yeah. So there's like two parts of my story that I'm like, yeah, cool. So I went to college, I started, it didn't do what I needed it to do, but guess what? I'm now a self-employed musician and photographer at the time. And the woman went, yeah, we don't probably want you to tell the students that. Because I didn't complete the courses, and the courses didn't make me who I am.
Yeah.
They were a stepping stone, probably. Um, but you know, it's one of those, isn't it? I don't think that I think the education system is screwed,
It's a
personally.
scam. It's a
Mm,
scam, especially here in UK. I see how much that cost.
yeah,
So in Italy, that's one thing that is still quite good. I think
yeah.
so. That didn't change. I don't know about if it changed recently, but you pretty much like when you want to go to uni, you pretty much pay for like a year tax, which is like maybe 100 euros just for like admin fees, basically. Let's just call
Oh,
it
wow.
that. And then that's it. You buy your books, so you go to class, so you take your exams, and that's it. And when I
Mhm.
came here, and my wife, she told me how much she actually had to pay to go to uni. I was like, that's insane.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you want me to go and study as a societal scheme because you gotta do that, and then but you're not making it accessible for people. So for me, it's total bullshit. There's
yeah,
YouTube. You go on YouTube and you learn what you need to learn, and if tomorrow you change your mind, because that happens too, like as an ADHD person, I change my mind quite like every half an hour.
hmm,
Can you imagine me like committing like to 5 years uni, and then I'm like, I don't want to be a doctor anymore, so I'm just gonna go and study art. And I'm like, I wasted that money and that time, but I
yeah,
actually could learn on the go and see if that is for me. Of course, if you want to be a doctor or
yeah.
a
Don't,
surgeon,
for
like
fuck's
if you
sake,
want to be a surgeon,
don't
don't
look
go
at
on
that.
YouTube.
No,
you know,
no.
that was that was the worst example ever.
Yeah,
But you know what I mean? Like if you it's people change their mind all the time. So why should I just waste that? And yeah, I don't find it useful
I
at
am
all.
eternally grateful for like medical, that side of it, legal things that, yeah, I mean, we want to stand up in court and whatever. We need a legal representative who
Yeah.
knows the rules and regulations. Although I think if there weren't quite so many rules and regulations, you probably wouldn't have to go to court quite as much. But um, I have to say, you know, that kind of it, I'm very humbled. But yeah, I mean, for fuck's sake, if you want
It's
to be a brain
tough.
surgeon, don't search how to be a brain surgeon on YouTube. I don't even know if there is a video on that. There probably is. I'm going to Google that.
It's tough, but again, if you choose that kind of path, probably it's is what has been installed in you your entire life. And usually this people who want to go and pursue law or medicine or whatever, usually they have someone in their families that
Yeah.
kind of like want to have the legacy going and stuff like that. So I think you need to really be like as you say, like humble to take that path. Probably, yeah, I wouldn't have chosen that. Can you imagine?
Do you know? And that's the thing,
Maybe work in a funeral home. That I always wanted to do.
Oh, really? I filmed quite a lot of funerals over the years. So
I would
before
love.
COVID, I used to film them for people because their like families couldn't go, and I've had funerals where people have said, "Oh, is it all right if we just say goodbye to?" I'm gonna think of the name now, so I don't say someone's name. Oh, is it all right if we just say goodbye to Derek as a family? You're all right to film it, and then they'll just pop open the coffin, and I find it,
Oh
weirdly actually, I was only talking about this to someone the other day. Have you ever seen the Chris Hemsworth documentary?
no.
So it's on, I want to say the Discovery. So I think if you've got like Disney Plus, it's on Discovery.
Mm,
I think it's called
mm.
Limitless. And on the very, very last episode, he does like a challenge on getting used to like heights, swimming in the Antarctic, and Anyway, the last one is called Acceptance. The last episode, it is such an eye opener. He gets put into this like old people's home with a load of actors. They put like limiting stuff on him, so he wears like a suit. They put Crocs on him, which have got like make him unstable.
Yeah.
And they put him in this old people's home, and he has to live like an old person for whatever, like for this amount of time. And then they do like in this like old people's home, they do a dance, and like once a week or once a month or whatever, they do this dance. So all the old people have like a little boogie and all this. And anyway, we've got you a date for the night, and they brought his wife in, made up like an 80-year-old woman. Oh my God. My wife and I sat there the whole episode. And like normally we're other ends of the sofa, like most
Yeah.
relationships, we've got the dogs between us, like, but I was sat on the floor and I was just holding her hand for like the whole episode. And like, I have to say, if anyone was ever nervous about death or anything like that, it was a real eye opener, because he sat in and chose his coffin. So he got to lie in all these coffins and try them out for size, which was quite dark, but quite cool as well. And then at the very end, um, the guy or the person who was interviewing him and gone through it said, right, it's that time now. So there's nothing left for you to do but to go through the double doors. And he went through these white doors. He said, just accept whatever happens. They obviously it's TV, so it's like, over dramatized, but
Of course.
blue lights, paramedics, like pronounced him dead. Set like the room went black, and then there's like a light, and this woman lights a candle, and he's just lying there, and she does a death meditation with him. It was
Wow.
so eye-opening. It was unbelievable. And
I
do you
love
know what?
it.
I used to be like genuinely hand on heart. I used to be frightened of like, oh my God, what happens? What happens? But like, do you know what? It made me just go, actually,
Yeah.
I can't stop it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's the
but
only certain things in life is death.
yeah. So yeah, funeral director would probably be quite cool, I would imagine.
Yeah, no, but I would like to just like stay there and like do the deaf person makeup and just be there with the death. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It sounds creepy, but I don't care because yeah, as you say, like when you say like it looked quite dark, I was gonna say not really because I mean I'm not afraid of death. First of
Mhm.
all, I have to say it's one of the least threatening things to me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
some things in life that I'm really scared of, but that is not one. So
Yeah, yeah.
I find it quite liberating in the sense that when he arrives, it's the time for you to release all of your emotions. It's just like it's that time where you're going to finally be at peace after a life that probably gave you some pains. You can't tell me that you didn't have you had a perfect life where there's
Mhm.
no pain.
Yeah.
I find it like quite like the idea like quite soothing in a way. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that I want to be soothed now, like
No, I don't want to
I
be
don't
soothed
want to
now.
say that. But I don't know. I don't find it as dark. That's why like this I don't know.
But yeah, it was
Mm,
honestly, it was like it was magical watching it, and like at the end of it, like
I
I
bet.
wasn't. It wasn't like I didn't feel sad or anything like that. I mean, the bit I felt sad of when his wife walked out, and she was like this old lady, and they AI'd him to look like an old man in a picture, and they at the end there was just a picture of the two of them together, and I was like what a beautiful like thing to see. Actually, that's kind of,
Yeah.
and I suppose that kind of
Yeah.
like really weirdly segues into like the way people are kind of using AI these days as well, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
it's amazing what stuff we've got now that we probably couldn't see in the past. So
Yeah.
so with that in mind, then
Mm.
now you've just said that all this stuff like travel and stuff like that. Like, what's one thing that you wish
Mm.
you'd learned when you were younger? Is there anything you wish you'd learned?
Oh, this is a
Because I
question.
know we get manipulated in schools to learn certain things, but is there anything
Uh,
you just wish you
they
learned
didn't
when you?
manipulate me.
No, no,
No.
I can't imagine they did, Fran.
Um, I always been like the outsider, even when I was at school. even just because of my of being as tall as I am. Like have you ever seen like those pictures of like the class, and then just like everyone is like at the same level, even like if you're sitting down or you're standing up, it was like beep, boop, and that was me, and I was just like stand out all fucking time.
How tall
But
are you then, Fran?
I am 6 foot.
Are you?
Mm.
Now, be honest, right? Are you 6 foot or are you 5'11" and 3/4? Because I tell everyone
Well, I'm one. I know in foot because I just googled it, but I am 182.
Okay, so I think I'm 182. Whatever it is, I'm just under 6 foot. But if anyone asks, I'd say
Probably.
I'm like 6 foot.
I mean, if you want to say 5'11", it's fine. Okay. I still don't wear heels, so it doesn't matter if it's 6 or 5'11". But yeah. So what I wish I learned to love myself a bit more, probably to make it less hard to do now. When I'm 42, so it's really hard. But loving myself a little bit more and not being influenced by my mom, who was always into diets.
Right.
And I was a skinny girl when I was younger, but because of her influence, I just, like, I started to see my body in a different way, and then like it all happened. And then when I got to like 12 years old, probably, I got fat as hell, and I started being bullied at school for quite a long time. So if I kept that, if I learned how to love myself prior to that, I didn't have to go through all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's probably what.
Loving it so. And do you know what's really cool? What you've just said there isn't a skill. It's not a trade. It's just like
It's
I suppose
life.
it's life, right? It's life. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people in the world miss in education is that those life skills, right?
Yes,
You
I
know,
agree.
and I mean, I think there's the technology that we've got now at the moment is amazing because if you don't know how to make I was trying to think of something clever in Italian, but all I could think of was pizza. I'm really sorry to.
Carbonara?
Yeah, carbonara. Cool, you said that amazingly. Do that again.
Well, that's
Car-
Italian. I can't
carbonara.
say it. Carbonara.
Carbonara. Did I say it like that?
Carbonara.
Ooh,
Carbonara.
it's good.
Yeah, by the way, for the people watching
I
and
know.
listening.
I know exactly what you're going to say. I fucking know it. You're going to say something about pizza, aren't you?
No, about carbonara.
Okay.
Please. Carbonara is not made with cream.
Okay. What do we make it
Okay?
with?
I give you the recipe right here, right now.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool.
Okay.
Welcome
So
to
you
Cooking
got.
with Fran. Fantastic cooking.
Yes, please. Please, this is the authentic way. It's the way you cook it that makes it creamy, not the addition of cream, okay?
Right.
So now you have to have spaghetti. Then you buy guanciale, which is like this part of the pork. Now I got veg, like
Right.
it's like
Yep.
the cheek. That's why
Yeah.
guancia
Cheeky
is cheek.
pork. Cheeky pork.
Yes, and then pecorino cheese. So not
What
even
kind of cheese?
parmesan, pecorino.
Pecorino. Right.
Yes.
Cool. I'm loving this.
You're making fun of me now.
I'm not. I'm absolutely. I'm genuinely wondering at what point you're gonna make me go. Oh, I do that wrong. Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine. What does I say? Egg yolks.
Oh,
Uh, that's it. No
that's what I
white.
do.
No. I call it white. I don't never remember what's the name in English.
Mhm.
Actually, I call it white in Italian as well.
Mm.
And pepper, salt and pepper. Lots of pepper though.
Lots of pepper.
That's it.
Do you use a bit of the spaghetti water? Sorry, spaghetti
That's the
water in with the.
that's the secret.
That
That's
is
the
the.
secret. Yes. So
I do
when you
this right. I'm
but
going to tell you I like
that's it.
pineapple on pizza in a minute, and I'm just going to ruin our friendship.
And
Aren't I?
then the cheese goes in the yolks. It's like you have to like whisk it very well, like a lot of
First,
cheese there. So then when it's time to put the spaghetti in the guanciale, which you usually use bacon, but it's pancetta or bacon is different. But you're allowed to do that if you want to.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And then you turn the the fire back on. You put some spaghetti water there, then you just whisk it a little bit. You put the spaghetti, and then you put the mixture of eggs and cheese. And there you go.
And
But
then,
you have to take it off the fire though, like,
so let
because
the
otherwise it
spaghetti, the heat of the spaghetti cooks the egg, right?
Yes, but the egg would not really cook. It will stay a bit like creamy in there, because otherwise you're gonna
Mm.
have spaghetti with scrambled eggs. So that's why you have to
Okay.
take it off the
So now
fire.
answer me this, riddle me this one. Are we allowed to have garlic bread with it, or is that frowned
Okay,
upon?
so okay. I'm so happy I got the space to say this out loud in the world.
In the world?
We don't have garlic bread in Italy. It's a made up thing. We don't eat it. We don't have it. I'm sorry. And battery's low. Sorry if I'm gonna take this off. It just keeps
That's
telling
fine.
me
If
the
you've
back.
got to take your headphones off, that's fine. But we need to find. What do you mean you don't have garlic bread? Is garlic bread's not Italian?
No.
Do you like garlic bread?
I do, but it's not Italian. We don't have it in Italy. You'd go to a restaurant, they don't give you garlic bread. We got on the table always, if you go to a restaurant, you have just normal bread with some breadsticks and everything, and they put it there on the table. It's free, by the way. We always give that on the table. We don't have to pay for fucking bread.
Right. Okay.
But there's no such thing as garlic bread.
Wow.
Sorry.
Peter Kay will be really upset.
Sorry to break it to you. But
Wow.
yeah, if you're expecting that when you go, it's either like a restaurant owned by British people.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to go now. Now you told me it's. What did you say? Misogynistic, homophobic, and chunkophobic. I'm not going to Italy now. I've got what I need. I've got their food. I've got their recipes. I don't need them.
I'm gonna give you some more recipes. So there
Yeah.
you go.
So do you like pizza? Do you put
I
pineapple on
do
your
like
pizza?
pizza. Fuck no. Come on.
I used to like a pizza when I was a kid called the Florida pizza.
I mean, the name does it all. Like,
I
honestly,
mean, yeah, that was with
the
peaches.
Florida pizza.
Peaches.
What?
I know, right?
No.
I'm ashamed. I am ashamed.
No.
We can still be friends though, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Never invite me for pizza though.
Okay, well, I mean, I normally do make my own pizza if I make all my own dough, and I probably do that wrong as well, I would imagine.
Fancy.
Yeah, I like to.
No.
I
Oh
don't do
my
with
god.
the triple neck though.
Your pizza making skills are just something else.
It's me and then my wife and daughter are just looking at me like, you're going to drop that in a minute. And then I just end up rolling it because it didn't work. And I put my hand through the middle and I've got like pizza dough.
Oh my god. Oh, that's
But I
funny.
use the wrong bacon. I use the wrong cheeky bacon.
It's hard. On your defense, it's hard to
Right.
find. You really have to go to one of those like Italian delis, like very niche and stuff. But
Right.
it's you still can use like the pancetta cubes that you
Okay,
find
cool.
everywhere. So that's still
Okay,
fine. But make it really crispy.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I've got to be honest, like, how you make carbonara. Go carbonara. Yeah, that one.
Carbonara.
Carbonara. Yep, there we go. We're going with that one. How you make it is how I make it.
Good. Good.
I'm quite happy about it. So, Fran, let's get
So
off
proud.
the topic of cooking because I've got to be honest. It's like 12:30. I've not eaten since 2 eggs after my workout earlier on. Tell me a little bit more about what you do now and like obviously, so you've landed back in the UK.
Yeah.
What do you do now? Because obviously, I have met you online. We weren't on a
Yes.
dating app. Just want to put that one out. In my world, you've only ever been this big, but now I found out you're 6 foot. So tell me more about what you do, Fran.
So, well, I do at the moment because I'm a bit like that. So I kind of like fluctuate through things, but usually I just do what in the moment makes me feel, good and everything. So I'm an automations and funnel specialist. So what I do is just, creating funnels that work and, like all the little connections and make sure that your email marketing is set up correctly and all that kind of jazz that people don't usually either have the time for because it's quite time consuming, or you're just not techy enough to, understand how it all works. So
Oh,
then here I
amazing.
come. Yeah.
Wow. So is there something that people don't do that more often than not, that you do that like little thing that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe they're not doing this?
I think it's the automation of onboarding clients.
Hmm.
So it's like that process where you get them from, I don't know, whatever, like a link to book a call with you, to sending automated like payment links and invoices, and kind of like and then maybe a welcome email, whatever, with like some sort of like explanation or PDF that explains how they're gonna work with them or something like that. So
Yeah.
really like the onboarding process, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a very underestimated process. It actually makes you look really professional. It answers questions before that they're asked, and it just allows the client to feel a bit more taken care of, I guess.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah.
Um, One thing I've done in a lot over the years is a lot with like potential clients is I've kind of not really agenda set with them. And do you think that's like part of the thing that a lot of people kind of fail to do when it comes to onboarding? So their clients don't potentially know, like, once you've joined up, what happens next? Do you think that's like a big,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it is. I think it's a big failure in the whole process, because even if they know what's gonna happen, they still want to know again, and they want to make sure that they understood the assignment, and
yeah.
whatever comes next is quite clear. They get into their calendars. People are fucking busy now, and they want to put things in their calendars. And if you have something that it's automated, such as like having all of the, I don't know, for example, I sign up with you to have a some sort of like one-on-one coaching made of 6 sessions, let's say, right? And then every time I have to go and put that in my calendar to remind myself that I have a call with you, instead of having some sort of like email from you where I got all the explanation of how we're going to work together. And if I click a link, I can subscribe to your calendar, so that all the things were going to be filled up by themselves. So it's automatically like on my calendar, and like, oh, today I got an appointment with Andy. So
Did you like my
yeah.
automations? Because you got a couple.
Yes, I did. I did. I pointed out that it could be a little bit more branded, but
Oh, oh
that's my
yes, I remember
opinion.
you said that. Yeah, because do you know
Yeah.
what's really funny? I've done this. We chatted about this, didn't we, this weekend? And it was about the kind of getting your emails through the servers. And
Yeah.
yeah, a few years ago, I was told about, take out the colors so there's not haste, so it's, they're not like full of HTML um and
Have
like
you
big.
seen Leah's emails?
Yeah, I have seen Lysium, but they're
There you
great, aren't
go.
they?
There you
They are
go.
great
So
emails.
that's a bit of bullshit. Yeah.
I think I do wonder though whether like when there's someone, I've got like a quite a fairly big list for what I've got at the moment, but like I think when people are starting out, I think it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you want to make sure you get through the system, as it were, and make sure you don't end up in people's junk box. But at the same time, you also don't want to. I mean, I'm just me with my business. You don't want to come across like Domino's Pizza, your
Yeah.
favorite Italian pizza place. Their pizza tastes shit. I've got to be honest. Yeah, if I have to go on record, I'm taking that as a record. Their pizza tastes rubbish. But like Domino's Pizza, this uses them as a classic example. When you get an email from them, there's like a picture of pizza, there's everything going on, and it's quite
Yeah.
over the top, isn't it? It's quite overwhelming. So I think sometimes there's a nice balance, isn't there, that it needs to be between simplifying a personal brand versus a
Yes.
a
Absolutely.
physical product company.
Absolutely. But I think that it's different take on the I can't say that, deliverability.
Yep, cool.
There you
Yep.
go. Um
That's the kind of
because
word that Grammarly would have just told me that's not a word, and I'd have been like, it is. I'm using it.
that's
Use it in a
that's
sentence. Deliverability. There we go.
there you go. I think that the problem with going into junk mail and spam or whatever is not necessarily what's the colors and the branding and all that. I think it's more about, did I get this email because they signed up to some of my stuff, or did I get this email from an old list or whatever, and I just decided to put it in without their consent.
Yeah.
So I think that that's what it makes a difference. So, and also like Gmail's got a little bit of, it's not, I'm not really, I don't go into that rabbit hole, but
Yeah.
that Gmail has a pretty high standard policy for spam shit and all that. But usually if someone signs up through your form, they're gonna have the email. So
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. Just put what you want and test it out a little bit. And
Do you think, because back to kind of almost what we were talking about of education, I was talking to a friend of mine who's a marketing director for a company the other
uh,
day, and we were talking about um, how stuff changes, and you could, go to university and do a marketing degree or a business degree or whatever, and I have this feeling because I don't know what they're learning that as a business in 18 years of business, I've had to pivot, in the words of Ross Geller, a lot. And have you seen the way since you've been doing funnels and so forth, the way funnels have, because back, years ago when I was in sales, I remember doing a lot about funnels, but to me, that wasn't what I really feel like a funnel is now. Have you
yeah,
seen the way people are kind of funnels are working changed?
I think that AI has probably got a lot going on with that. And I think that because now people are using AI a lot more to write their emails and stuff, they all kind of look alike. And so they're not really converting anymore as they used to. And of course, social media, like sometimes you can just deliver something through social media and people will. Honestly, I still like the idea of having a list because you can refer to them to that at any point. It's
Mhm.
right there. And if you want to get your message through, you're going to use that. If you post something on social media, you might be seen on that post from by one person, and then it goes way back, and nobody will ever have the chance to see that. So you either repost a lot or anything. Otherwise, you don't catch up with all the people that you want to be seen by.
Mhm.
Rather than the email marketing, it works better. But the funnels are still working. The funnels, if you are authentic, if you're genuine, you're not using too much AI. I use the AI, but I use it more for like proofreading rather than
Mhm.
just writing the whole thing. Um, and also that will probably get you into spam because they're like repetitive emails and they sound all alike. So that
Yeah.
could be something that, yeah. And then yeah, so I think that funnels made with a good strategy behind, with your unique voice, really offering like having like that kind of pyramid and going from the free shit to the VIP high ticket level thing. But you have to feed people. You can't just send them like 2 emails and then forget about it. It's an ongoing thing. You have to keep that relationship going.
That's like my
They
LinkedIn DMs I get. It's like, hey Andy, let's connect. Next email. Do you want to buy my shit? I'm like, no.
Yes. No. Exactly. 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 I'm
Mm.
like, that's so fucking cringy. I hate that. Even if someone send me a message on LinkedIn and say, "Oh, hi, thanks for connecting. So this is my freebie here." I'm like, even if it's free, I don't know you.
Although I
I
have to
don't
say, I
fucking
think
know.
my second message to you was, mate, you've got to come on a podcast.
Oh, but that's different.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
different. You making it for both of us, like you're making
Mm.
something engaging for both of us.
Yeah.
You can tell when something is genuine and when it's not, unless you're a total I don't know, douche. I don't know, like you just get it. And through emails, it's the same. You can't just like slap offers in every email. You have to deliver stuff. You have to make that relationship going like you would do in a LinkedIn message. It's the same principle.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't buy from someone who's pushing their shit to me. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But
yeah,
if
yeah.
I get emails that are interesting and then maybe at that point I can't invest, but like maybe the following month I have the capacity to invest in that shit. I remember what I read. I remember that person and I'm just gonna go and buy without them telling me. That's
I've got
how.
people that I've worked with that I've gone, oh my God, I want to work with them now. I can't afford to work with them right now, or actually now's
Exactly.
not the right time, and then work with them like 9 months later
Yeah,
because
that
you know,
happens.
and that's the thing, isn't it? I think a lot of people that's why I just think the power of email marketing is phenomenal because tomorrow morning Elon Musk could turn off what's it called now? X?
X.
Or Zuckerberg could shut down, not they would shut down Facebook, although I do feel like they just destroyed Instagram over the last couple of months.
Yeah, I
However,
don't even have that.
if they got rid of any of it, what would you do? Who would you talk to? And it's that, it's that importance of having that list, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. If
So
everything shuts down and your Instagram gets blocked or you just get reported, how are you communicate with the people? You
no.
got your beautiful list and you can talk to them anytime.
Yeah, exactly. And you technically own it as well, right? That's the best thing about
Yeah,
it.
because they agree to be on your list in the first place. Then you can
Yeah.
always unsubscribe, but that's
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the one thing I think I've learned, and that when I very first set up a list, probably 10 years ago doing email marketing, and I used to be like, it would be like, I get an email, say, Fran's unsubscribed, and I'd be like, oh, fuck's sake, I'm losing subscribers. And I used to take it really personally. I've got one automation that I set up when I set up the platform that I use now. I set up something as a confidence boost to me, and it just says, "Boo, Fran's unsubscribed." It says, "It's okay. It's not their time to shine." So I get that from myself if anyone unsubscribes. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I get a lot of boos. However, when I get a subscriber, I get an email from
exclusive.
myself that says, "Hey, Andy, oh my God, what an amazing opportunity. Fran's just signed up to this."
That is
Because
so cute.
sounds really silly, but I don't want a shit automation that's like, you've got a new subscriber. I'm like, so I've set up fun ones, and my wife's got a Zumba business as well. And she's got the same kind of same kind of thing with her email marketing. And it's like, I can't remember what she's put. Oh, but we're gonna use you again. It's like, oh, Fran has left the dance floor because she's like, but don't worry, she's still dancing or something like that. So it's just kind of like fun
That's
stuff
so
that's kind of,
cute.
yeah, because I think that you've got that's the thing for me. And this was going to be one thing I was going to ask you. And that was like, what would you say to someone when it comes to like automations? Like, how did it dehumanize it? Because I think you can make it in your tone, you can make it.
Mate, it's already boring as it is for normal people. For me,
Mhm.
it's quite fun to make, but it's already like techy. It's already boring. It's already like time consuming. Like if you don't make it fun, like this is a great idea. I would do that. I'll do that for myself as well. I
You can
have
have it.
to.
I'm not going to charge you for
It's
that.
so cool. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, Fran, how can people find out more about you? Where can they find you? How can they connect with you?
Right. Okay. So now currently my website, funnelfriend.com, because that's what they call me. I don't know who, but no, actually, no, to be
I like
fair,
it. I
people
think it
do that. Now they do that in person as well. Oh, funnel friend. I'm like, okay, that's
nice,
working. Funnelfriend.com, it's in rebranding mode. So
nice.
you'll see what it will look like if you
Your new
go
landing
now.
page looks sick, by the way. That graphic element looks
I'm
wicked.
like, you know what? I am so tired of having to fit the standards and be like the colorful person that I'm not. And so I'm like, I am just going to express 100% my horror obsessions, my golf and metal music obsession, and me being a tattoo girl, tattoo person who loves to wear black every day, all day. Fuck that. So you're gonna see bats and cobwebs on my website, like it's Halloween 365 days.
Does
All
that mean
right.
when it comes to like Halloween, do you go as Barbie then? Is that how that works?
I am now. Do
Are
you
you
want
like
to
the
know
reverse
what's
Halloween? Yeah,
do
come
you
on,
know
tell
what
me.
the next one? Next Halloween, I'm gonna be dressed as Bianca Jackson from EastEnders.
Which one's Bianca Jackson?
The one with the red hair.
Why? What
The
does
one
she
with
do?
the puffy silver coat.
Oh, Bianca, Ricky, that one. Yeah. What did she do? Why is she so bad?
I just want to dress up as her.
That's a great one though.
So niche.
Can I come to the party with you and I'll come as Ricky?
I don't know if there's gonna be a party, but we can have one or we can make one and
We
just
could make maybe if in doubt, maybe we'll just do another podcast around that time. I'll dress as
Yes.
Ricky, you dress as Bianca.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Or you can
Amazing.
feel Mitchell. Oh, this is gone. Okay. You
Oh
can come.
wow.
You can
Does that
come.
mean we're all gonna die? So, final Fran, how do people find out about you?
Yes, so funnelfriend.com, soon
Hmm.
to be open in the air. And then LinkedIn. So you just look for Funnel Friend, it will pop up. And
Amazing.
Instagram, yes, I'm there, but I'm not really active. To be fair, I'm a bit like content wise. I'm not putting anything out there because I got quite a bit of work now, so I'm quite busy. But
What a great position to be in, right?
I can't complain, of course, because it's not retainer. It's just like one-offs. So I'm
Yeah.
welcoming new people to come and pay me money to do their automations. So
And I love that. I absolutely love that.
at the end of the day, let's not shy away from saying that we do what we do for money as well.
Absolutely. Do you know what? I was asking someone about how much they charge for something the other day on something they do that's pretty big.
Mm.
And he went, "Oh yeah, yeah, it's quite a lot of money." Like, cool. Well, it's quite a lot of money. What are we talking? £50? Are we talking £100,000? And it's funny people's like acceptance with money and how much they charge. And I had someone who asked me at a wedding recently, "Oh, so how much does it cost to do your 1-to-1?" I'm like, 2.5 grand. And they were like, "Wow, you said that quite confident." I'm like, "Yeah, because I worked fucking hard."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
uh, not to quote Leslie Nielsen, but like I've got a very special set of skills, and I've seen what happens. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm not going to kill anyone, but like it can change people's lives, and I'm proud of what I do. So I feel like if you do something, if you make something, you create something, you provide something. If you make a wedding cake, like that's the biggest day of someone's life. Be proud of what you make, tell
yeah.
people how much you charge. I think that's just like, yeah. And then book Funnel Fran for your automations. Boom,
So you
more
can
free
go
time.
and coach your clients while I build the automations behind.
Exactly,
Huh.
exactly. Fran, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you today.
Hey, oh my God, I had
Um,
so much
I
fun.
feel like I see you on a regular basis in the Holt, which is an absolute dream. But yeah, thank you so much. And I can't wait to see the rest of this website because that landing page alone looks so good.
Yes. Thank you for having me. It was such a fun ride.
My pleasure. And that wraps up today's episode of the Coffee, Chaos and Confidence podcast with me, Coach Casey. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps other listeners find the show. Also, go and check out the show notes to learn more about my incredible guests. Until next time, make sure you chase your dreams without limitations.